drop-down menu.
With me now is Liz Snyder from Hillside Garden and Landscaping. Liz, I'm starting to see some beautiful spring flowers starting to bloom. What are those?
We've been so fortunate with the wonderful weather the past few days. It's been nice to get outside. And in the early spring, you know, what most people are seeing are the spring bulbs that are just so beautiful right now. And one of those wonderful things about spring bulbs is that they're one of the first things to pop in your landscape and give you that color early on. So after that big long gray winter, it's nice to see some color. Snowdrops usually are what come out first, and then they're kind of followed by crocus as they later emerge. And what's really nice about both those plants is that they're deer resistant. So in a lot of areas that have deer issues, crocus, you know, is a wonderful way to get some color in your landscape early. And they come in a lot of different colors. So there's purples and whites and yellows and just a lot of sunny, cheery colors. But right now also daffodils are starting to bloom in our area as well, and those are a great choice if you have deer issues too. If you cut daffodils, you'll often see the clear sap come out of those, and that just has a mild irritant that when the deer eat those, they get a little bit of a stomach ache. It's not harmful, but they don't come back and eat them again. So if you're looking to, you know, add a little color, some sunny color to your beds this time of year, you know, daffodils is a great choice. And there's so many different kinds of daffodils as well. There's some that are taller that make a nice, you know, background plant, and then there's some shorter ones to give you a little bit of different texture there. And there's single flowers, which are kind of more of a traditional daffodil, and then there's what we call double flowers that are really frilly. They have double the amount of petals as other ones. So there's a lot of different varieties, you know. And hyacinths are starting to come out now too. Within the next couple of weeks, they will be blooming, and they're such a long bloomer. So that's probably, you know, the most commonly seen ones this time of year.
Yeah, definitely. So what kind of tips can you share with how to incorporate spring bulbs into your existing landscaping?
What's nice about this time of year is you can get out in your yard and you can take some walks around the neighborhood and some of the local parks and just be taking note of the flowers that you're seeing that you really like. And you can look up, you know, what varieties those might be over the next couple of weeks, but just kind of taking some photos of what you really like. And then what's also important is to take pictures of your own landscaping this time of year so that later on in the season you can look back at those photos and see what areas you may have that are bare in your beds that you want to add some color to. The thing about daffodils and those sort of things, they kind of grow in clumps, and the clump gets a little bigger as time goes on. So you want to make sure that you have enough room for them to spread and whatnot, and just kind of make some notes about, you know, where you may need some taller things, where you may need some shorter things, and you know, kind of get ready to add some color to your spring bed.
Yeah, so when is the best time to plant spring bulbs?
The best time to actually plant spring bulbs or to divide existing ones is in the fall. So this time of year, you got to make sure you take some notes about, you know, where you might want them, but it's actually in the fall that you're going to do that work, and that's why it's so important to take those notes or those photos early so that by the end of the season, when it's actually time to put the new ones in, you know where that you want to put them and whatnot. So if you're looking for spring bulbs, viewers can always give us a call or email us and ask for some suggestions. We can do landscape consultations and determine, you know, where we might be able to add some spring color. And we're always happy to do that during our consultations. So, you know, get outside for the next couple of weeks and take some photos and write down, you know, what you're looking for, and we'd be happy to talk about how we can add some color to your spring beds.
Yeah. And I can't wait for that warmer weather. Thank you so much, Liz. We appreciate these tips from you.
No, thank you for joining me. I'm Liz Snyder, your home gardener from Hillside Garden Landscaping.
If you have any questions, email Liz at hillsidegl.com. And to review today's segment and to find out more, visit WBNG.com, click on Around the Tiers, and select Home Gardener from the drop-down menu.